All right, we're talking movies with Cakes, Swank, and Luke.
Hello.
Hello there.
Well, like always, I thought we'd go around the room and talk about the last movie we saw. We don't even necessarily need to talk about it, just so we can kind of talk, last movie we saw, just so we know. I'll go first. I watched Friends with Kids the other night. Thought it was pretty funny. Little vulgar in parts, especially the end, but not to spoil it for anybody. But yeah, I thought it was pretty funny. Basically the same cast as Bridesmaids with a few more added dimensions, and pretty good. Kind of romantic comedy type of thing, but not also very funny. Not necessarily just a chick flick. Certainly a good flick for anybody, I think, especially people with kids, maybe younger people with kids. Parents in their 20s and 30s with kids. So, Ben, what did you see last?
I saw a movie called Jesus Henry Christ. Apparently a 2011 release. Very indie, starring Michael Sheen and Toni Collette. It has a lot to do about test tube babies and wanting to find their real fathers. It was a little too quirky for its own good. Very Wes Anderson-ish, like a lot of filmmakers today, where they just want to copy Wes Anderson or Tarantino.
Yeah, I watched that too. I thought they tried so hard to be so weird, and it was just. It was weird, I guess. It seems like maybe I'm wrong here, but it seems like to me, ever since that movie The Squid and the Whale came out, there's a bunch of people that are trying to make the next one of those movies, or like that kind of casted a mold for a movie.
Absolutely.
Even though this isn't the same thing, it's kind of had that same, just kind of awkward, quirky dynamic. I kind of felt that same way about that movie Smart People with Ellen Page and is that Dennis Quaid?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But anyway, I still enjoyed the movie.
It wasn't a complete waste.
It certainly was. Yeah, it certainly was a complete waste. The two little kids in that movie were really good.
They were. Yeah.
And I really like Toni Collette and Michael Sheen too. So I'll watch just about anything with those two in it.
They're both pretty great. Yeah, that's a pet peeve of mine too. Is this new wannabe quirky indie just to be indie? I don't know. To me, it's not your style. It's not your style. I don't know. Oh well. Anyway.
Zoe Deschanel isms.
She's her own.
Who?
Anyway, the last two movies I saw, I guess, I rewatched Boogie Nights on Blu-ray to get ready for the Master. I'm sure y'all will keep hearing about me talk about that movie until it comes out, until well after it comes out. And then the second one, I just watched the first part of the Woody Allen documentary that was on PBS. Really good, really fascinating. I'm a big Woody Allen fan, always has been growing up. Everyone around my family and always loved him, and yeah, it's just really good insights on some of his earlier work and his upcoming and stuff, and eager to see the second half.
Is that Woody Allen and the American Experience?
Yeah, I believe it was.
Okay.
Yeah,
those are really good.
It's a two-parter, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, PBS can really do no wrong with their documentaries.
Yeah, I've seen the first part of that too, and it's fantastic.
Still like Woody, right? I was telling Ben this yesterday, but I really like how he still writes on his old typewriter he bought.
It's awesome.
And he still edits this old way of cutting and literally pasting onto a piece of paper.
Yeah, little plug for PBS. Yeah, if you've ever watched those American Experiences, they're very good. They do them on all sorts of people. I saw one on Jeff Daniels. That was awesome. Jeff Bridges. Yeah, Jeff Bridges. That was really, really good. And then they do them on like political figures too. Like the Abraham Lincoln one was like 8 hours, but it was just amazing. And I think they even did one on Mary Todd Lincoln. But yeah, if you ever get a chance to watch an American Experience or you see an American Experience about somebody that you're interested in, definitely check it out. Another talking point we had today, we've been kind of tossing around the idea of certain actors that we know. Philip Seymour Hoffman kind of on our brain the most about actors who can save a movie or who can really stand out even in a bit part in a movie that's already good, or just actors who are generally good in just about everything they do. Philip Seymour Hoffman was kind of the main person that came to mind with me, I guess. What about you guys? Any other actors that you?
I mean, Philip Seymour Hoffman just stands out. So many great movies and roles and small roles because he kind of had to start doing a lot of small stuff for a while. I'd also say not always a hit with me, but Stu Buscemi is usually pretty good. He stands out. He'll be anything from like Mr. Deeds to, you know, now this Boardwalk Empire, his best work in Ghost World, I think. Or in the Tarantino, Pulp Fiction stuff. But I think he's always a good one that's just always stands out, you know.
Yeah, his role of Pulp Fiction is basically like his role in that Coffee and Cigarettes movie.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. I mean, I couldn't probably pick out which one I like better because they're kind of the same type of character, but they're entertaining. I mean, yeah, I'll generally watch about just anything with him in it.
Isn't he just a waiter in Pulp Fiction?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Buddy. I'll be your waiter.
I can't think of any. I mean, those two are great. I can't really think of anything off the top of my head that I could contribute to actors who.
Jake Busey, maybe, or
Jake Busey.
Those teeth alone.
maybe just for me personally, Bokeem Woodbine. Speaking of teeth.
I'm always happy to see the RZA in movies.
That's true. Speaking of coffee and cigarettes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point in that movie, definitely. Yeah, I guess to kind of elaborate on the Philip Seymour Hoffman. There's movies like Along Came Polly that some people may have liked, some people didn't like, or others people kind of mediocre on it. But his role in that movie is awesome. He's just kind of the wisecracking friend, which a role we've seen other people do in plenty of movies, but he does it so well. Good movies where he stands out, certainly Big Lebowski. I mean, he's got a bit role, but you remember that he's in it just because he's so darn funny in it. Movie that I know you guys liked and we talked about already, and I wasn't necessarily a big fan of, was Boogie Nights, but I thought his role in that movie was really awesome. That's probably the first movie I saw him in, actually, where he had a lot of speaking lines or whatnot, and he certainly stood out in my mind in that. So.
And then, of course, Moneyball, I think, too. Nice restraint. And Mission Impossible 3.
Mission Impossible 3,
Yeah,
that's
it's
a
a great
great
villain.
example, yeah.
It's a great villain.
What was that? Was he in that? He was in a newer movie too, campaign movie, wasn't he?
Oh, the Ides of March?
Yes, yeah, he was
Yeah.
really good in that, definitely. Go back to Moneyball too, yeah, he did a great job in that role. He played Art Howe, the manager of the Oakland A's at the time of that movie, or the time of the book was written. And he did a great job portraying, just kind of the quiet calmness of that guy, but yet a very stern, voice behind the scenes too, and that's kind of what he was in that movie.
I just want to watch Mission Impossible 3.
Moving on, I finally got to see Batman Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, thank God.
Is that the official title? Batman Dark Knight Rises?
Oh, we can just call it The Dark Knight Rises.
Sure. Alright. Loved it. Obviously you're not going to get everything you always want when you watch a movie, since Charles Bronson's dead, but anyway, I just thought I'd throw that in there. I thought in the classic sense, it was everything I wanted from a movie based on a comic book character. You have the city in peril, the hero hurt and away from it, and everything is building, and he comes back at the right time. It's obviously to one extent it's kind of what you expected to happen, but that's kind of the feel that you don't get from a lot of movies. These comic book character movies, some of them are so just cheesy and just over the top.
Yes.
Batman doesn't like guns; he fights with his fists. I don't know. I really liked it. I'm sure we have some more thoughts on that matter.
Like you said, you can't always get what you want, and I feel like the first viewing for me I didn't know what to expect, and there were a couple things I was disappointed with, but I don't know what I was expecting. But then that all went away the second time. I had no problems with it the second time. It's just the pace is great for a 2-hour and 45-minute movie. It does not drag.
It's actually one movie I wouldn't mind if it was like 3 hours.
Exactly.
Yeah, I kind of knew the length of it going in, so you always kind of regret that a little bit. But I didn't really notice it either. I kind of had to pee towards the end of it, so I noticed that a little bit more. One person that stuck out in that movie. I mean, obviously there's been lot said about Anne Hathaway in that movie, but I thought Joseph Gordon-Levitt was amazing in that movie. I and I haven't heard too many people talk about him. I just thought he was awesome.
That could be another actor that
You know,
could potentially save a movie as well.
Yeah, I think he has. I mean, I remember him like Third from Sundays in this little romantic comedy called Latter Days, and just a bit role, but I mean, he's good in that, and Manic, which wasn't that good of a movie, and yeah, he's constantly good. Mysterious Skin,
Oh yeah.
which is brutal, and then now he's kind of hit the big time, which I'm totally happy for, and he totally earned it, and he'll be giving us great movies for a long time now. So.
What's that movie with him and Jeff Daniels? That was a really good
Lookout.
movie too. The Lookout, yeah.
That's nice.
He plays kind of a former hockey player who has brain damage, and he's robbing banks. That's it. Sorry, that's a pretty vague description of it, but that's really good. What do you think of his new movie coming out? The not
Premium Rush.
Yeah.
Biking.
Premium Rush.
I
Yeah.
can't tell you ever seen like a Bike Messenger movie.
Yeah,
I hear it's pretty good. It's shot like in real time. Michael Shannon, of course, is in it.
which can be
Another
another
person.
actor that could save him.
Yeah, just rolling bug along is for the mission.
Well, as an avid cyclist, the movie looks fun to me, but I don't know if I'll fish out the money to go see it in the theater by any means, but definitely a rental.
How often did chance you get to see bikes on the big screen, though? I mean,
That's true.
maybe IMAX. I don't know. Cinedome, that'd be pretty sweet. But anyway, so
More Batman talk?